Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 17. You know, in life, sometimes you just gotta laugh to keep from crying. And when we look back over what we've accomplished, whether it's gardening or life, one thing we are sure of is that there is a lot of growth. And today we are going to look at some of that growth, no matter how chaotic it is. We're going to look at how delaying the big, hard projects really cheat us and take away our time for enjoying whatever it is we're working on. So we're starting here in the front today. And for the first time ever, I didn't cut back all of the crepe myrtle runners that were just popping up over the years, and I would just cut them. I'm like, it's no way there was a crepe myrtle here, but surely it was, and it has bloomed. And the thing I love about it is that it's adding some unexpected color and balance with those two misplaced crepe myrtles across the front of the house. And as we can see, I have not trimmed up the Nandina in a while, but some weeks ago I did started weeding this area and making great progress. And either it rained or it got too hot, and some of it has grown back. Some of my trimming has disappeared. And the comedy in some of this is this giant arborvitae. When I purchased it, it was small, and I got home and read the labels and saw that it's going to grow up to 50 feet. Again, 50 feet. So in my mind, I was like, well, that'll take a few years and I probably won't be here. So the options would be that I would dig them up and take them with me and have two nice giant arborvitaes to flank some path somewhere else, or whoever comes behind me will have to deal with it, because I know for a fact this house is not 50 feet tall and those trees are too big. But we've been looking at the crepe myrtle, and this is where we started earlier this season pruning it. And look at it now. I saw a few blooms the other day, and just out of nowhere, it is flushing out, and a little quicker than the one over here. So I never did finish weeding over here on this side. And the idea was that I'm all about balance. So I wanted to balance it out. These crepe myrtles to me are placed at different spots, but awkward spots. But as I see, it looks like maybe there were two on each side, and I'm just allowing them to grow. The grass is really moist and really thick, so I didn't walk all the way over there. And I've neglected to water my divided ferns in the pots, and luckily they're looking good. I did water them today. So now we're going back to the back. Just a few days ago, we had a lot of petunia blooms. I organized my zinnias that are all in bloom, and I organized them by color and was feeling great. The lantana is blooming, and today we see the petals have been damaged a little bit by the rain. I've moved those zinnias under the patio to protect them from the wind mostly, and being blown over and perhaps broken. And we don't want that, do we? And as we can see in the background, the plumbago is out of bloom at the time, but I know that within a day or so, those could flush back out easily. So we're looking at the pot that I redid, and this is what it looks like today. It's awkward. That's a little comedy. I may have to move that zinnia out. And this is the second pot of the impatiens that I've shown, and one odd, beautiful purple zinnia left to place somewhere in the garden. And we're looking here at my favorite corner with the fern and the cut back tradescantia or spiderwort that is putting out delicate bloom, so it gets to stay. And along this edge of the border, the sun is a little different, the soil may be different, it struggles a bit, but one thing that doesn't struggle is this new look Dusty Miller that I'm not fond of, but am stuck with for the time being. I have tried on 2 occasions to add a clump to the end of this flower bed to no avail. And here we're looking at the verbena. Oh, not only is it surviving, it is creeping along. However, it is missing its blooms. I did get to see a few of the beautiful violet blooms, and they have gone away. So I am expecting more blooms. And the grass seeds that you've seen in some of my videos, I've sown the grass. There are still bare spots. Prior to that, I had killed the weeds. That wasn't all that successful. But back here in this little pocket that I also like a lot, that impatient is doing well. And yet, tragically, I have failed to cut back the salvia back here. And as we look, this creeping Jenny is taking over another variety of ajuga that I have. And this is the opposite corner of the favorite corner of the garden. It's coming along. It's going to take a while to grow in, that asparagus fern. And fern, yeah, the fern is doing okay. And it will flush out. But look at all of this creeping Jenny that I have placed in between the ajuga. Overall, this border is doing what I had hoped it would do. But the tree bed really does not stay clear. It constantly grows with weeds. And I think ideally, if I was just here, I would definitely mulch it or put down some black soil to make it look better. So again, we're looking at how I had lined up the zinnias by color, avoiding the pollinators doing their very important work. And this was the zinnias. This is luminosa that's growing like some horns. It's kind of awkward. I think I'm going to place those back there in my favorite pocket I just mentioned. And we're looking again at the growth that they have put on. And back here, this was one of my other favorite areas. I am so not loving this right now. I decided to refresh those pots, and I stuck 2 of the purple zinnias in it, knowing that the color scheme would be right on point back here. But the scale of these pots and what's going to happen to these zinnias when they start to grow is to be determined. My gomphrena suffered a little bit from a day or 2 without water, and so they're on the rebound. So again, those purple zinnias made their way to a destination. And let's look. This is another tragedy. No. Let's go back to one of my happier moments, and let's look at this phlox underplanted with the creeping Jenny and ajuga. This is where we started from early this season when I cleared that out. And my goal was to go back in and put in some more creeping Jenny. And I never did. And guess what? I didn't need to. Look at how it flourished in this spot. At the phlox, it took a while, but it dies back each year and it grows back each year. This is the year that it has put on significant growth, and it is huge now. And again, those blooms stay around. I mean, they fall off. It looks like confetti under there, but they're never bare. And this is one of my, I'm calling it a tragedy. It's not really a tragedy, but I've attempted to create a little grassy path, and I got some new stones, and I put these dusty plastic pots on top of them in lieu of urns. And I have flanked this pathway with the creeping Jenny. This side is sort of doing what it needs to do, but I'm going to have to meticulously bend over and pull up the weeds and grass in between them, allowing that creepy Jenny to grow and fluff up like it is in other places in the garden. And here we are. This is when we delay a project that we know needs to be done. I have failed to limb up and trim or adequately trim this crepe myrtle. It is gaping a little bit due to the wetness from the rain, but it looks like that space and hole that was created may stay. But look at the blooms. It's beautiful. And when the wind blows, the blooms look like snow. Now back here is one of those hidden projects that I started recording and I knew it would look rough to begin with, and it still looks rough. So it's one of the secrets of the garden. I've created another little island, a little circle bed, and this one has potential. It needs to be cleaned up with that spider wart. And again, a look at what was my favorite bench and vignette in the garden is looking rough. Hopefully this is what it looked like, and it just pittered out, or I don't even know if that's a word, but I tried to do some rejuvenation updates by taking out that violet and putting in those zinnias. And I'm happy that these little propagated rose bushes are surviving. I finally put them in clay pots and took them out of the cut down plastic containers. I'm sure these would do better if they were put in even bigger pots, but hey, we're struggling over here when it comes to finding the right pots and what to do, because my dreams of relocating this summer are still just up in the air, and I've decided to go ahead and put things in the ground, but I'm not investing in pots that would have to be moved eventually. And so those are those plumbagos again, and a look at the view that I have when I come out of my door. Now, I delayed cleaning the patio while I could have been just enjoying sitting back and looking at what progress was made. So it's still on my list of things to do. And this is a view of the walkway. Like I said, sometimes in life, things seem so rough and we delay the big work, and we get to look back and then look ahead to our progress, and maybe we'll find that things don't look so bad. This is kind of cute. It has potential. I have a lot of weeding and lawn maintenance to do to bring this where it could be, and that is one of my goals for this week. I am in week 6 of an 8-week break, and it's dwindling down, having these days of nothing to do but garden. So I really need to get to it and organize things a bit and use my remaining grass seeds to fill in the little patches and enjoy just a little taste of heaven. And up front, you'll just be amazed at how I've longed to have this fill in. And even though it's not as beautiful as it can be, and again, I'm going to go do a little bit more weeding and trimming on it, this is what we have, and I should be grateful for it. So if you're here, thank you for hanging in there. Please subscribe to my channel if you like. And if you would do me a favor, please like this video. And if you're on Instagram, follow me over there at Madam Savard Garden. Until the next time, bye-bye.